Hello, good evening, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much for clicking on the video and coming and taking a look. My name's Paul, and don't be fooled, I am no professional at this. It might say professional in the title, but rest assured, I'm certainly not that. But yeah, here it is, the Just Flight Fokker F28 Professional. We're actually flying the Mark 4000 in the Air Anglia colours. So we're sitting on the apron at Charles de Gaulle. This flight is going to be, I believe anyway, I'm not too sure if it is actually Charles de Gaulle. These used to fly out in the Air Anglia colours, but we're going to be going back across the channel up north into the UK, and we're going to be landing at Newcastle, Echo Golf November Tango, I believe. It was the destination. So we're going to get aboard, have a little look in the cockpit. I have owned this aircraft since it come out. I think it was it Wednesday last week when it dropped. So I've done a little flight in it, probably I think 3 up to now. Still learning a couple of the quirks that the aircraft's got, and still finding more and more out about it. And I'd probably say it's worth for anyone who's picked this aircraft up, just have a little look at the video series that Just Flight has released for it. I'm still yet to watch them all, but I'm just conscious of the fact that I've not probably put a video up for a week or so. So I thought, you know what, if things go wrong, it goes wrong, and if it doesn't, and we have quite a reasonably good flight, then happy days. But please forgive me if I'm not doing everything right. I am going to use the checklists to some degree which are built into the sim, but I'm not going to be doing absolutely everything, so all the tests aren't going to be getting done. But yeah, excuse the expression or the pun, but we're just going to wing it and see how we get on. And just a little disclaimer, I have been setting the aircraft up without checklists lately, well, for the last 2 flights that I've done, just to get myself in the air a little bit quicker. So it is very simple to get running and get going, but just for the purpose of this video as well, I will just bring up the Microsoft Flight Simulator sim checklist just so you can see just how yeah, sort of how well detailed they are. GSX, one little thing I just want to point out, I am going to use GSX for a little bit, but I have experienced a few issues with the pushback, with it not actually stopping and disconnecting properly for me. So I'm going to try my best to well, I'm just going to avoid using that completely for the pushback, and we'll just do a manual one using the EFB inside the aircraft. But just to give us a little bit of ambience, we will get GSX to load the passengers on the aircraft for us. So let's get in the cockpit anyway, get in and get the ball rolling, so to say. So we'll get the EFB up on the screen. You can see we've got the chocks are engaged, ground power unit, which you would have seen on the external view before. That is currently connected. We've got the doorways open, and we've also opened up the cargo doors for the ground services. So first of all, I think we will just get GSX to come along, and I think to start our board, and so we'll request that. And as I say, this is pretty much probably the only feature I'm going to use off GSX, to be honest. And as I say, it's just simply to give us a little bit of ambience. Now you can check the batteries, make sure that we've got over 25. I think it's over 25 volts, isn't it? So we'll get the battery on anyway. We're not going to board the crew. We'll say they're already here. And we're just going to connect up the external power. I might just get out this seat. And I say we'll get some board music going. Have a little look outside. Ground crew are starting their thing. So this was a little bit funky at first. I've had to download a little profile off flightsim.to. Someone's very kindly done a GSX profile because these guys weren't even getting off the little baggage trucks, which is a little bit worrying. But the profile seems to have sorted out. It just hasn't sorted out, as I say, the issues I've been experiencing with the pushback. So hopefully that's something that gets looked at and gets remedied. I don't know if it's a part on GSX or if it's something to do with the Fokker, but there we go. What was I going to do then anyway? Oh yeah, I was going to bring up the checklist, wasn't I, for Flight Sim? So let's bring that up. And as I say, the majority of this is just like a lot of tests. So if we go on like the pre-flight cockpit checks, we'll see that we've got all sorts of stuff to do on the overhead panel, glare shields, everything. But we've literally got quite an in-depth checklist system to go through. But as I say, we've got the battery on. We haven't done our fire extinguisher test or our APU warning, so we'll do that. It's one thing I will certainly get done. Even though it was actually the APU one I needed to do, which is here. Again, that's lighting up and making the sound, so that's okay. So fire up the APU. So we go back up across here. Here it is. So the APU main switch will go on. I'll make sure that the gen switch or gen 3 switch is in the off reset position. APU switch is off. And if we click on this one, APU's not. That's fine. APU switch. So we just hit this little start button. You normally wait, I think, just like we're saying, 10 seconds. Big boy, how you doing, mate? Welcome in. So we'll click start on this. And then we're just checking these two gauges above that the TGC is going up. Turbine, gas temperature is going to spike. Going to start dropping down so elegantly. And then once the RPM gets up to 100, we should be good. And you can see the APU start button light is extinguished as well. So that's looking good there. That's stabilised. We check these ones now. We can go to the Gen 3 switch, put it into the on position. So there we go. We've got an AC load showing now. Master radio switches will come down here. Get both of these on. That'll start all the avionics and stuff. And that is that. So pre-flight cockpit check. So overhead panel. Again, I'm not going to be doing all this. We're just going to do all the ones which are like, you know, for instance, the emergency lights arm and everything we need to do to start getting the aircraft up. So we're not going to be doing all the usual checks like this one. Excuse me. Right. So what did I say then? Emergency lights. We'll get that to the arm position. Constant speed drive. So all the guards are all automatically closed. I've noticed that. I don't think I've got state saving enabled, so maybe that's what it is. Bleed supply, air conditioning panel. So we just click through these as well. It tells you all of this. So we'll leave air supply, HP switches. Set to auto. Yeah, that's fine. So there's a HP bleeds here. They're set to auto. Air conditioning panel as well. Set desired, guards closed, test all caution lights. So you can go through all these and just give them a little click to test them all, but again, just for the purpose of this, we're just going to be doing this pretty much quite quick and ignoring a lot of this. Airfoil, anti-ice and main switches set to off. Set engine anti-ice and panel, which is down here. Again, this is saying select the switches. Set to off, which they are. Glare shield panel. Okay, so we'll set the nav lights to on and set. So nav lights. Pitot and vane heating again. We're going to make sure that these are off. We're not going to be doing them until I think the engine started. Oh no, so you have to stop your download for date. No way, mate. Priority. Okay, so this one, the windshield's heating. It's just on the bottom over here. So this one at once is set to either to be off or low if outside air temperature is less than 20 degrees Celsius. And if we have a look on our outside air temperature, it is actually over 20 degrees here, so we can leave that off. Pressurization panel closed, locked. Yeah. Ram guards closed. Test all caution lights. Yeah. Sensor warning, nose wheel steering's on. Think I should roast the passengers, do you? Oh, I don't know about that, mate. Could do a skid control check, which I believe was the skid control down. It was down here somewhere. There it is. You literally just do it one way. And then the other. All indicators, that's just stuff like check your fuel quantity, PTC switches, set to takeoff, which are just hidden underneath the throttles here. They are in the takeoff position, so they're fine. Landing gear is up. And we got all the greens. As I say, quite in depth, a lot of the stuff you got to do here, even like setting the flight recorder. But what we'll do anyway, we'll go to our pre-departure check. So this is when the APU is running. We'll just have a little look as well. I think the passengers might already be boarded yet. They're all done. Okay, so the circuit breakers don't actually work in this aircraft, and just like do make a point of saying that in the in their video series, but again, you know, you can just have a little look, make sure they all are popped in. I don't think they are actually modelled for failures on this one, which is a little bit disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. Oxygen as well, you should see on here. So we'll switch that on. And that's the only one, isn't it, there? Okay, so APU air switch. Okay, so we'll set that to on. Windshield heating low or off. Windshield heating again we're going to have off because of the outside air temperature being greater than 20 degrees. Fasten seatbelt signs and no smoking can both go on. Central warning and caution lights. It's fine. Skid control we've done. Engine fire warning. We've already done that before because I've hit the wrong one instead of the which one was it? The APU one. But again, if you want to do the engine fire test, they're both there. Fuel consumed indicators, which are these ones here. Again, as you can see, it's saying that we've not actually consumed any, but if you do want to reset it, you can. But it's saying no fuel has been consumed up to now anyway. Aircraft weight is being set. TCC switches are set to take off. Nav light switch is on. Flight recorder will say is set. So now we'll go through to do the pushback and get the engines ready. So rudder pedal seats are adjusted. You can move the seats forwards and backwards if you want to. We'll just leave it where it is. Electrical power and bleed check. This is just going through all our AC and DC switches, just making sure they are showing figures. Haven't turned on the wing lights, mates, don't you worry, I've not turned them on. Brake pressure, this is a good one to check as well, actually. I remember watching this again in the video. So you'll see that our brake pressure, wherever it's gone. I'm saying this is a good one to check, this isn't it? But yeah, you can see that all these lows. The brake pressure, actually, I think it's under the hydraulic pressure now. You see these are really low, and they were saying this was this way because this is the way it is in the aircraft. Apparently, you've got to put the electric pump on. And then that gets our, there you go, so it gets our brake pressures up. So we've got our brake and our alternate brake here. So it just loads the system with pressure. Because apparently if that was not up and you took the chocks out, the aircraft could roll. And if you tried to brake to stop, it wouldn't. So I was glad to watch the video for that point. Okay, parking brake is in the on position. That's off, that's on. Fuel quantity, we've checked. We have got more than enough fuel. We've actually got a little bit in the center tanks as well, but only a tiny amount. Pressurization, we're going to be going to 30,000 feet. And again, we set this. You also need to just go 1,000 feet above. And again, that's just on the recommendation what Just Flight said. So I don't know if that's something on their part or if that's something that real pilots would do in this aircraft. So we're going to set it to 31,000 feet. Thrust index is already set. That is done on these two little dials here. Now, they've said that whenever you're loading into the aircraft, it'll automatically do these calculations for you. So it'll take into account the temperature when you're loading, and it'll also take into account, you know, what location you're at, what airport. If you do want to work this out for yourself, like if you want to do derated takeoffs, the manual, which is absolutely huge. There's a table in there for you to work that out yourself. I think a lot of the times it might give you a rating of like 170 or 170. Right, nav aids set. So we're going to set VHF radios for departure, select required navigation mode, perform VOR, LSDME tests. So what we'll do is I'm just going to bring up a little nav map on the other monitor, and we'll just make sure we get the first VOR that we're flying out of. So first VOR, we're going to be going 84 degrees for runway 9. So we'll set that on our head and bug. I think I said 84, didn't I? So that's on about 81 or 82. So there we go, that'll do that. And then radio navigation. So the first VOR that we're going to be looking to tune in is, there it is, so it's the Mont Didier. So we're looking for a frequency of 113.65. 113.65. The course to that as well, we're going to be doing the 347 radial, so what we'll do is we'll put that in on our course selector here. Okay, 347 radial, lovely. And then I just like to have a little play with the next one then. So the next one we're going to be looking to go for is, it'll actually be past our topic climb. We're going to be doing the Dover one, which is 114.905. So 114.905. That one is going to be on a course of 335. Right, there we go. Right, so we'll carry on with this then. We'll get the papers are on board, takeoff data checked and bug set. If I remember correctly as well, you can actually click on, and this is just to get all your speeds. If you click on this thing here, so we're going to be doing a flaps. I think we're going to be doing like flaps 11. So if we click on that, it should automatically set the speed bugs up for us. It has. Okay, lovely. Gust lock removed, and then we'll get the doors closed. So gust lock should give us free controls now. And we'll get the windows and doors locked.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Okay, we'll knock the GPU off. Sorry, the go. All the buses are still illuminated, which is great. Okay, clear for start. So what we're going to do then, we're going to get our pushback, but I think we will do it via the tablet. As I say, we'll just get rid of the GSX. So anti-collision lights. We will knock both of them on. There's one at the top of the aircraft and one at the bottom. We've got independent switches. Throttle levers set to idle. We'll also check that the HP fuel valve levers, which are these two little levers here, are both set to off or shut. Booster pump switches will set to on. Now we have got a little bit of fuel in the centre tank, so I am going to stick those ones on. And then the starter master will go to on. So we're not going to start immediately. We'll start the pushback and then we'll start getting these engines going. I just get rid of the chocks, hide the tablet. So we're going to be pushing back. I think, if I remember correctly, it's going to be pushing back with the nose going to the right, tail going to the left. And we're going to be going out on 09 left, which is just over this way. I said I was going to get rid of the tablet, didn't I? But yeah, and easy. Okay. So we'll get the tug connected. Hopefully he'll be coming in. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do engine number 2. Starter valves open. Okay, we're waiting for 15 to 20%. There we go. Rock that forward. Okay, and then when that gets to about 50%, we'll rock that all the way forward. Okay. Do the same for the engine number 1. Probably one of the worst pushbacks in the world that I've ever done. Okay, we're on 40%, 45. Okay, and there's 50%. Okay, after starting, so we've got no igniter lights, we've got no fuel pressure lights on, starter valve light has gone out, Gen 3 switch has gone off, sorry, Gen 3 switch, we're switching to off because we're now on this power. APU switch, or APU air switch can go off, air conditioning main switch, go both on. There we go. AC and DC check, engine anti-icing, auto or on, so we'll just make sure both of these are on auto. Windshield heating low or off, again we're going to keep that off. Pitot heat we're going to go on. Hydraulic supply, flap set. So I think we're going to be doing a flaps. I was listening to a pilot talk about this not too long ago, and he said they tend to do like a flaps. I think it was like 11 or something like this, something like that on this aircraft. Okay. Fuel tank indicators black, flaps so many degrees, blue and yeah, there we go. So we're up and running anyway. We're going to get the flight director to show about 10 degrees. And again, just having a quick look on the panel. APU switch and switch off. So yeah, everything looks good. Right, so we'll get moving, taxiing over to runway 09 left. One thing I didn't do is put my taxi lights on. Also get rid of that caution as well. Let's have a habit of forgetting these two things as well. Getting the DMEs on. What's with that little emoji, eh? Oh, wow. Tell you what, we've got some funky terrain going on here. Make sure I don't damage me bloody... Oh, wow. I'm finding an awful lot of stuff like this happening lately with Flight Sim. It's like terrain being terrible. I am not going to get over this, am I? Do you know what? I don't know. I've picked the airports. If anyone else has been experiencing anything like this as well, just let me know. Just make a little comment and just tell me if you've had any issues at airports. See, now my bloody engines have cut out. Just going to get over that little terrain bump. Right, so that's actually quite disappointing. Right, so we've got no EPU now, we've got no power. Oh wow, this is... this is why things go wrong when you're streaming. Put the brakes on as well, but I think I've lost hydraulic as well. Oh, God, right. So we're just going to have to fire everything up again. Oh, they've gone back to the cut-off position for some reason. Okay, we'll have to do a quick start up again. Right, just waiting for the engines to get to 50%. Okay, the fire's up again. So again, gens are on. Okay, we're good again. Yeah, it just does me. I don't know, we've got a couple of terrain issues like that on the grounds, particularly, you know, when you're at an airport. It should not be a thing. And I've got no mods installed around this region as well, so there's nothing that's going to be, you know, or that should be causing any issues like that. I've literally got nothing in France. Okay, so we're not under the guidance of any ATC or nothing. I'm not being brave enough to take this on VATSIM yet. I think I've only done the 737 up to now on VATSIM. So the skies are ours. Okay, so we get lines up. Flaps are still set. They're not armed. It's fine. That's off, that's off. Okay. I'm just going to roll the throttle forward. Get this to about 96%.
Power set. $80 knots.
80 knots. Afternoon, Rogan.
Rotate.
Okay, rotating. And I say we want to keep that at about 10 degrees.
Gear up.
Positive climb, gears going up. I think when we get above 800 feet as well, radio altitude, that's when he'll start telling us to retract the flaps. We want to be climbing about 250 knots.
Flaps up.
Okay, flaps up. Oh, mate, I bet you it is. Yeah, it looks. I was going to jump on that this evening, but I thought, you know what?
Climb power.
Okay, so we want to set climb power to these little things under here, which you can't see. So we just knock these down one little click. And then we'll set the autopilot, get the yaw dampers on. So this is going to control our pitch and roll. We're going to go into heading, follow runway heading. Oh, nice. Have you been streaming it, mate? Lovely. And then, as I say, we'll set this so we're climbing at about 250 knots. So we'll just pitch down a little bit. I need to set a button on my yoke for this. Okay, so what this will do is it'll adjust our pitch now when we're in indicated airspeed mode. So it'll try and hold about 250 knots for the climb. Once we get past 10,000 feet, what we can do then is have a little, well, we can go to about 270 knots. So how is it, Rogan? Are you enjoying it, mate? Is it really good? Okay, we're going to do our left turn, probably looking to go around 320 degrees. One 13.65. So still climbing with a speed of 250 knots. Yeah, so far you think there's a bug in the map, a certain place where it just makes it impossible to do, even with the Zik with the 605. Some of the new cargoes that you pull around look really cool. This 10,000 feet as well, so we'll get our landing lights off. And now we're past 10,000 feet as well, we can increase our speed to about 270, so we're just going to pitch down a little bit. I want to be looking at about, I think, 5 degrees, so we'll just turn that down as well. Should see our speed starting to increase. Probably just take the nose down a little bit more. Yeah, all good, mate, no worries. I'll say, so we want to get to around 270. That's 260. Let me go back to indicate their speed. And again, you just see it adjusting the pitch for us. One 1365. Still not picking it up, but this heading should get us right over it. 11365. It's definitely that anyway, and I'm definitely on nav 1 as well. Just worried with the fact that it's not picking that up yet. Anyway, I'm just having a little look for another VOR. 109.65. Right, so I'll tell you what, we'll do another, we'll do a different VOR as well. We'll go off, I think it was the Beauvais. Yeah, we'll go off the Beauvais VOR. So it says we're 15 miles away from it. And then from the Beauvais one, just adjusting the flight plan, we're going to be going on a radial of 343 degrees. So we'll do it this way. And then at least we can intercept that one. But we've actually got our DME coming up on that now, so just change our heading to intercept that a bit quicker. And then we'll click on beam as we get closer to that. The aircraft will intercept it itself. That will do as well. We're high enough, aren't we? Seatbelt signs can go off. Woody, buenos tardes, Capitan Pablo. Hello to you too as well, mate. How are you doing? So yes, we're just past 20,000 feet or flight level 200. We're doing a Air Anglia flight from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Newcastle. Just melting in the heat. What sort of temperature is it over there where you are now, then, mate? Has it gone down a little lower yet, or what? I know it was meant to be going over to is it Italy as well? They were meant to be getting some a little bit of a heat wave, weren't they? Yeah, so it's a little bit better, but it's still not where you want it to be, is it? That's just nuts. Yeah, not good, mate. But yeah, I would literally that would kill me off. That sort of level of heat. Indicated airspeed mode is working tremendously well. It's keeping us our desired climb speed. Let's say we were aiming for around 270. And we're not far off that, to be honest. I think we might be a little bit over by like maybe 4 or 5 knots, but all in all, it's doing the job for us. Climbing just over 1,000 feet a minute as well. Okay, and we should be intercepting that radial, so we're going to be flying it from the bow. I can't even pronounce it. The Beauvais heel VOR. And I say once this intercepts the radial, we're going to be on the 343 radial, so course of 343. And that's going to take us all the way on across the channel on that course up to the Dover VOR. So we're not going in a straight line anyway. We are going to be passing a few VORs along the way, and I've done it so we go past the. I think from Dover we're going to be going past the Brooklands Park VOR onto the Honolulu VOR, and then we're going to travel north to Pole, and then from Pole we're going to be intercepting our localizer for Newcastle. So again, if anyone's being kind enough to watch this back after the stream, please do just bear with me and understand I am not a pro at this. Learning all the little things that I can, though. So we're just over 28 miles away from the Beauvais VOR, which we can see on our DME indicator just here. Okay, you can see that it's picked up the radial now, so it's turned to green, so we're locked on, and as you can see the aircraft's just doing a little bit of wavering. What it'll do is it'll capture this radial now, and it'll follow this, so it's similar to, you know, the aircraft's going to act as though it's on like a GPS nav course, but of course it's not. It's all done via an old school radio system. View looks good, doesn't it, mate? Not that many clouds over this part of the world, though, in France at the moment. So I think it looks like you might be getting a little bit more as we travel north, which is good. Yeah, we should be good now anyway. I think once we get to 30,000 feet as well, I'm just going to have to let off the power a little bit. Don't forget, like, you manage our airspeed. That's, I think, just more when you're climbing. I might be wrong. There we go. We'll give ourselves a little bit more of an elevated view, eh? So yeah, so it's still turning us onto the course. And then what we'll do when this level's off, we'll just adjust our head and bug. Just for when we're trying to switch onto the other radial. But I think we've got a couple of miles to go yet. I'm just going to check the plan. So it's actually 108 nautical miles, so I think it was 108 anyway. Yeah, it's 108 nautical miles this leg if we were going from the Beauvais VOR again. Excuse the pronunciation. So we're about roughly at the halfway point until we get to Dover. The range on this VOR as well seems to be a nice healthy one. It's 60 nautical miles, so what we'll do is we'll stay on this course. What we'll do is, as I say, we'll just center up our head and bug just on the HSI. And as I say, VOR reckons it's got about a 60 nautical mile range, so we'll see if we lose that close to 60. What we will do though is we'll tune up the Dover VOR. Actually, which I've already done, 114.905. And it is going to be 343 as well, so we'll see if that loses it, how accurate it is with flight sim. But according to little nav map, yeah, we've got a 60 mile range off that beacon. So if it loses signal, that's when we'll switch over to Dover. I think Dover's got about 100 mile. Oh no, Dover's got a 200 mile range, so we could actually switch over to that now. But I just want to see when we start losing the Beauvais one. On Rogan saying I'm a pro on a charge by the hour. Is that what you're thinking, me mate? Am I like a knocking girl? Or a gigolo? I'll take that as a compliment, mate. You've met me. You've had me round your house. There we go. We're in agreement. Right, I've just heard that little click as well, so now we've got no DME showing, so I'll stick it in Eden modes. What we'll do as well is we'll just check the nav 2, make sure it's getting picked up, which it is. Brilliant. So we'll switch that over to nav 1 just to free up nav 2. So 114.905. Switch back over to nav 1. And if we click on beam, there we go, we're close enough, we're on an intercept angle, so we'll get back on that radial. So this is going to take us, this will take us all the way to Dover now. So as you can see, we're 43 miles away from Dover. See, this is much more fun than looking at a map and having a GPS, which just as well, not to, if anyone is wondering, can you use a GPS with this aircraft? You can, in actual fact, enable GPS in this, so it is possible. You can use it, but we're not using that. Right, there's our altitude warning. It's letting us know that we are approaching our top of climb. Just going to get us to just climb up a little bit more. Exactly, mate. No GPS for me. And then we should see this capture the 30,000 feet that we're after. See it over in the distance as well. There's the UK, southern coast. We've still got a fair bit to go as well in terms of before we start our proper descent. Once we get to Dover, we've got 65 miles till we get to Brooklands, 68 miles then from Brooklands to Honolly, and then an 85-mile stretch from Honolly to Pole. But we're going to be starting our top of descent, I think about 40-ish miles from Pole. There's flight level 300. Stick our altitude hold on. We're just going to roll our throttle back just because we don't want to go into overspeed. This thing hasn't got, just in case anyone's wondering, we've got no auto throttle in this. And then what we'll do as well, we'll knock that off. So we're taking our extra power off there. Or something of that description. Okay, so Brooklands Park is on 117.5. We'll get that tuned in. 117.5. I think that has only got a short range as well. I think it's like 80. Well, is it 40 or is it 80? There we go. It's 80-mile range. So what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to dial that in. We're going to be on a course of I think 302. Yeah, 302. So if anyone is watching this and I've got no idea what it is, we're doing a slight left turn. Rogan, no worries, mate. Enjoy your food. Thanks for popping in, mate. I'll have to check out your VODs as well. So I won't be getting on Snowrunner myself tonight. But enjoy. Big boy, Isle of Man. Nowhere near that, mate. We're not going to be crossing or going anywhere near the Irish Sea. Ah, oh, quality HDV, yeah. It's actually pretty cool, that, mate. 39 miles away. So 343, click that. Knock our heading on. As you can see, we're 70 miles away as well from Brooklands Park. 117.5, so we'll say nav 1. I'll say beam, it's locking onto it. We might overshoot this because I might have done it just a little bit late. We might have enough time to get on it. Yeah, it's looking good because it's leveling off. Okay, so we're directly over Dover. Okay, 65 miles to Brooklands Park, and we'll get the next VOR, and after that, probably. Let me just check the Hornsby. Sorry, the Honnelly one. That has got a 100 nautical mile range, so yeah, that would be too far away from us to just go straight to that one. So again, we'll dial it in 113.65. And from Honnelly. It's a radial of 350, so pretty much north, just off. Just going to pull back on the throttle slightly again. This is the only thing with this aircraft. You've just got to manage the throttle. I'm still a little bit annoyed at what happens at the at Charles de Gaulle with the terrain issue. It should not be happening, especially, you know, at a major airport like that. It's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Also as well, I think today it was the date, so anyone who's watching this video back, it is Tuesday the 18th of July, and the A2A Simulations Piper 250 Comanche has released. So I was tempted to grab it this evening, but I just don't want anything to sort of distract me or take me away from the Fokker at the moment. So I'm really enjoying getting this thing up in the air, but rest assured, it is an absolute guaranteed purchase for me. It is, mate, yes. It's another aircraft. Probably the most realistic and highest fidelity general aviation aircraft available. Ugh, can't even get my words out. Available for the sim. But it does command a price which will potentially shock a few people. You know, it is an expensive one, but when I say expensive, just compared to what probably a lot of people would have expected to pay for the GA aircraft, but it is, anyone who's not familiar, A2A simulations, they've been doing products for various simulators over the years, and this aircraft has been in development for pretty much the last 3 years. They own their own one, and you know, they've honest to God, it's I will pick it up. I'm going to try and get what I can get out of this for at least the next 2 weeks. That's the goal, and I'll probably pick it up next month. But yeah, £50, you're not too far off. It's actually $50. So what's that, about 45 quid? Something like that. And there we go. As I thought, here's some cloud for us. I love it when we got a little bit of clouds and you've just got these little pockets of space that you can just peek through and see the terrain below. I'll just have a little look on Navigraph. Just get the airport information up for Echo Golf November Tango, which is Newcastle. We have got some scenery here as well at Newcastle. We're using the Orbex one. As I say, we're coming in on runway 07, so we will be exiting the runway to the left, and then we'll be tracking back to the main apron. It'd be nice if we were coming in on 25, because we'd have a shorter taxiway, but the weather is not giving us that this evening. It's an 07 landing. Just checking the information with the ILS on runway 7. We're going to be at 2,200 feet, so 2,200 feet to capture the glide slope, and that's going to be at 5.9 miles out. So 66-degree slope. 22 miles away as well from Brooklands. Yeah, so big boy, I'm not too sure about customization, but in terms of detail, like, they've modelled everything to be accurate. So, you know, things like stall in the aircraft, you know, manifolds getting too hot, cylinders getting damaged, literally the engine damage simulation on it and everything is just absolutely incredible. There's a couple of videos, or there should be now a few videos on YouTube, possibly. I know there's been a couple of the, shall we say, prominent MSFS streamers who are currently flying it, but it's one of them. I think if you're someone who just wants to fly it just as, you know, just having a little bit of fun in it, you're not going to get your money's worth, but you can fly it to the numbers, you know, as it is specified in the pilot's operating handbook. So even to make sure you're getting the best, like, fuel economy out of it, performance, you know, putting less wear and tear on the engine and other various parts of the of the aircraft mechanically. It's yeah, it's I just know it's a very high fidelity aircraft, so it'll be getting added. Right, so 117.5. We have dialed in, didn't I, the 113.65 Hornsby. Yeah, so there's Honolulu there. Okay, it's 10 miles out, so we should be able to, let me just double check. That sector is 68 nautical miles, so we should be able to now get onto the other one. So we're still going to be going around, I think it was 302, we're actually going to be going to 303. So just 1 degree variation. So what we'll do, switch over to nav 2. Yep, so 74 miles away. So if we just stick this on heading, it's pretty much on the nose. We'll switch that onto heading mode. And then we go 303. 113.65. Nav 1. And then we'll just get this to lock us on the radial. So yeah, just short of 70 miles. Honolulu, after that one, we've got pole, which is 112.1. But 112.1. And we are going to be on a course of, I think it's 1 degrees. Yep, 001 degrees. Oh, right there. Oh, my sim went a little bit funny then. Okay, it's probably about the halfway stage of the cruise as well. Right, so while we've got a little bit of time to play, let's just have a little look at some of the showcase cameras it's give us. Tell you what, that's a nice shot. Then I think the next couple of views, I absolutely love the little showcase cams. I think these are just all going to be different wing ones. So 6 will be one. I know 7 will be the other side. Little slight change of view, just sitting a little bit further back. 10, I think, is another wing view. Again, this one's actually sitting further forwards. Be the same with 11, just on the other side. That'll be a nice one for GSX when the passengers are deboarding. So yeah, a couple of nice ones there. Right, let's just have a little look. So we're 46.5 miles away from the next VOR. So again, Honolulu. Once we pass Honolulu, we'll switch over onto the pole VOR. But I've just got to remind myself as well, we need to start descending. Where are we there? 111 miles. So that's going to be 85 miles in, minus that. I think we need to go down on a 2.8 degree descent. Well, yeah, overall, seems to be handling the VORs really nicely. Speed's looking good, about 260. Probably could push it up a little bit, but again, this is an aircraft that you just have to keep managing the throttles. Nothing like the 146 where it's got the thrust modulation system. So it doesn't feel like you've got to hold its hand too much. Don't have to keep making a lot of adjustments. So the workload is quite light in terms of the throttle. Power management is yeah, not so much of a chore. We just take a little step out of the pilot's seat as well. Just going to go and have a little look in the cabin. Again, all this stuff works. So if you want to do any stewardess calls, call the pilots. That can be done. They get a little annunciator light on the overhead panel, saying that the stewards are calling. So pretty cool. I think that's if you're making the passenger address. A cool little thing as well for the lights. All the cabin lights can be switched on. And also for the entrance as well. Evacuation lights can be armed. And then all these little... so one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed with, I'll be honest. So the fact that we've got all these little circuit breakers for, I think, like reading lights and stuff. But yet, in the cockpit we haven't got a functioning set of circuit breakers. I don't know whether just like I've got any plans to do that, but yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. Because I'm not too sure whether or not then that means that we've got system failures. Right, 27 miles. I'm just going to check our course change as well. We are going to be going to doing a right turn on a course of 350. So 112.1. Pole has got a range of 150 miles, so we'll be able to tune that one straight in. So again, if I'm looking at that, the course, what did I say? We were doing 350. Right, we're already picking that one up as well. So we could activate that. You just see as well, you can tell when you're picking up one of the DMEs as well. There's this will light up. So for instance, just keep your eye on that. There's a little light panel here. If we just change this over to say 112.15, you'll see now that that's extinguished because it's not picking up if there was something with that frequency. So it's a nice little thing just to be aware when you are actually in range of one. So back onto 112.1, and now it's showing the DME on nav 2 is tracking. So what we'll do when we're less than 10 miles away, that's when we'll switch over. On 2.1, I'm going to go 350. We'll just do a slight turn. Go into our heading mode. 350. Sorry, not 350. 310. And then select beam. And wait for the aircraft to start doing its turn. Okay, it's locking onto the radial. Right, now I just need to work out what our distance is. So measure distance. So we need to be starting our top of descent in about 56 miles. So if we're 80 miles out, say 55. So when our DME is showing that we've got like 25 miles left, that's when we will start our descent. And what we'll do, just to give ourselves a little bit of a buffer, actually we'll do it when we're showing 30 miles out from the pole VOR. Right, just have a little look on Navigraph, just to confirm again what our altitude needs to be to capture at 2,200 feet. I think what I'll probably just check as well that we get the meter up. So QNH 1015. Woody, I'm sure we'll be fine, mate. I don't think we'll have any turbulence. It's one thing I wanted to... do you know what? Speaking of turbulence, I've been thinking about... there's an add-on called Real Turb. But I need to have a proper read of it and just see if it is what I think it is and not something completely different. But I'd love it if it could like simulate wake turbulence, but I don't think it can. I think... especially if you've got other players, you know, just to make sure that, say for instance, if you were taking off or landing at an airport, this is why you have, you know, a couple of miles separation between aircraft when they're landing, particularly between, you know, the larger ones. But I don't think it could actually put that into the sim. But yeah, wake turbulence, I think they call it. I think off like the A380, the large Airbus. Sure, I read somewhere you need to have separation behind that for about 6 or 8 miles. That's how far another aircraft has got to stay behind it. But yeah, it is. See, it is a thing in the real world. I just don't think that's something that is simulated in flight sim. But this is what I need to look at, whether real turb is just something to do with the weather, or if it's something that it can be injected into the sim from other aircraft. Right, 46 miles away from pole. So 16 miles will start our descent. And again, one thing I have learned just by watching the Just Light videos is if you are to throttle back at a certain point, you're going to get an undercarriage horn going off, just letting you know that you brought your throttles too far back, your gear's not actually down. And you know what, I should have looked myself, but there is, and you'll see me using this when we're on the descent, when we're bringing power back. But we've got this undercarriage horn silencer. I mean, they can't mark it any clearer than that, can they? And I was wondering if it adds something to get rid of the buzzing. But it is there. So it's one thing I was struggling with, like the first couple of flights I've done in this, actually getting me speed down when I was descending. I was just setting that bloody horn off all the time. Right, so yeah, another 10 miles, maybe just under. We'll start our descent. We'll dial that in now, actually. So it was 2,200 feet. And again, just to clarify, we are doing an ILS approach on runway 07. Okay, so I'm going to start bringing power back just a little bit. We'll go on pitch. So we'll see the vertical speed indicator. That's just dropping down a couple of degrees. Again, I do need to get something set up on me yoke for this. But as we're just pushing this to pitch down, you'll see now we're showing around just over 1,000 feet. Again, if my speed starts increasing too much, we'll just pull back on the throttle. Just need to point the nose down a little bit more. We'll see what it's like. So it's dropped down to 2,000 feet now. That might be a bit too much. We'll see what happens with the speeds anyway, as long as I can keep it below 250 when we get to 10,000 feet. But that's the sort of rate of descent that we need for the distance that we're away. So I'll just keep my eyes on that, we'll keep tracking that. But yeah, you can just see the speed just increased ever so slightly, so we're okay with the altitude that we're at. The bit that I was struggling with was getting it below 250 by the time I got to 10,000, so just going to pull the throttle back a little bit more. So there's that horn that I was on about, and I am nowhere near pulling those throttles all the way back, but you can see that I'm increasing so much speed at the moment. So all apparently we've got to do is click that and it goes away, and I'm free to bring that throttle as far back as I need to. Okay, 15 miles away. So we haven't got another VOR after this. We're going to be sticking with the pole VOR. We just need to change course to 001 degrees. And then we travel along that for 71 miles. So we'll be keeping our eyes on the DME. So again, we'll just wait till we get to maybe 6 or 7 miles out from the VOR. Was a 001. And 001 degrees as well should take us to be about 15 miles out from Newcastle. I'll tell you what, we've lost the there we go. So what I'm going to do is put us on heading mode here, activate beam, and then this will lock us into the 001 radial, which it's just done now. It's flick back over just the beam. You'll notice the way it looks like it's overshot it, but this is where we get to the bit now, because we're flying directly over the VOR. It's going to disconnect, so we will level up our heading bug. Go on to heading. You'll see it's lost the VOR signal, and then it's come back and it tells us the VOR is behind us. So we should be able to get it to lock back on, because we're quite close to it. Probably not something you want to feel as a passenger. We've got ice detection warning. Outside air temperatures definitely not. Yeah, we're on a negative, aren't we? Yeah, minus 20. That's fine. Right, we're still on a good descent. Right, what we'll do now as well is I'll just go back onto Navigraph. We'll have a little look. Just get this localizer dialed in. So we're going to be looking for a heading, a course of 066 degrees. The ILS frequency as well is 111.5. Providing we are at an altitude as well, at 2200 feet, we'll capture that. I think we'll also set this to 1015. Okay, we're just below 19,000 feet, or flight level 190. Yeah, I don't know whether or not that ice detect annunciator goes out or not, but we have got the anti-ice working at the moment. I'm just going to pull back on this throttle. We're down to under flight level 140 now. But I'm just conscious of the fact that we're still gaining a little bit of speed here, so we're going to pull the throttle pretty much all the way back. And we have got a little bit of icing forming on the windshield as well, so we're going to put this on high. Didn't even have the windshield heating on at all there, to be fair. Of course it is. Right, throttles are right back to idle. Looking like a little bit of a wet one as well. Okay, we're down to 250, which is cool. View's not so great, mate, I know. Right, passengers are getting told to stick the seatbelts on. Landing lights are coming on. We'll extend them. Okay, we're 42 miles away from the pole VOR. So again, about another 30 miles, just under. Probably won't be too long till we get some altitude warnings as well. What I'm going to do as well is just pitch the nose back up a little bit, just so we're not losing. Altitude too quickly. That looks to settle it nice. Yeah, view's not the best here, is it? Looks alright there. Okay, just keep my eyes on DME2. We're nowhere near in range yet, like. Just worried that I'm going across the sort of Pennines there, aren't I? I can't see nothing. Speed's looking good anyway. Get a little bit more of the throttle back on now. God, yeah. Okay, we're just going to stay at 5,000 here. Okay, we're picking up the localizer now, so what we'll do is we'll just get the head and bug squared, which it is. So we're doing a course of 66,111.5. Right, so we need to make sure both of them are on the localizer frequency 111.5, both on a course of 066.
Course bar active.
Okay, course bar is active. I just don't like this weather. So hopefully we don't go into the, hopefully we're not too close to ground. Alright, let's just check our flap speeds. I'm sure we had a little chart somewhere as well for what you can have your speeds for the flaps. Oh, there we go. Flaps, so up to 25 we can do, so 0 to 25, 200 knots. 165 for full deflection. Just going to turn our head and bug a little bit more. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, so we need to be at 2,200 feet.
Localizer.
Okay, there's the localizer. That's a glide slope also.
$2,500.
Gear down.
Okay, knocking the gear down.
Flaps 25.
Okay, flaps to 25. Still can't see nothing. I like the way the gear animation's a little bit slower as well. Oh god, yeah, speed. Wasn't paying attention to that bit.
Speed. Speed.
Okay, glide slope's gone to green, it's armed. Close to going into a stall then. Good job he gave me the little shout out. Okay, flaps are going full.
$1,000.
Okay, there's our 1,000 feet call out. Okay, we got the bird.
Cabin is secure.
At least it's not raining now. Okay, minimums continue. There's our radio altimeter.
Minimums. Minimums.
Yeah, we're continuing. Yeah, big boy. Sorry, mate. I've only just seen your message. I'll let you know depending on how this landing goes. A little bit low, but I never trust the pappies on this.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Right, we're down anyway. One thing I forgot to do is on the lift dumpers. Make sure I'm not going off the runway yet. Sorry, off the taxiway. Okay, taxi lights are on, landing lights are off, strobes off. Thank you very much. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I'm just gutted that I forgot to on the lift dumpers. Right, CPU settled, so Bleeder can go on, Jen can go on. So yeah, a little bit of a longer taxi than what I was hoping, but not bad, eh? But yeah, VOR, man, absolutely lovely way to fly. Okay, so as I was saying previously, quite a decent length taxi. We're coming all the way down the length of the runway, and the main apron it's just going to be off onto the right hand side. But yeah, scenery we've got, it's the Orbex Newcastle scenery. I was quite late to the party getting this one. I got it in got it a few weeks ago, maybe last month. We've got like a general aviation apron just off to our left. The main terminal where we're going is just over here. Sounds like there's a washing machine or a dishwasher on board. Yeah. Probably needs it after that brown pants moment I've just had. It's just so nerve-wracking when you've not got a visual on anything and the weather comes in like that. And you're wondering if you're going to go down, you know, hit the side of an elevated bit of land, or if it's clear, but trust your instruments. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to lie. I think that was a good. I think that was a good, solid flight for me. Tell you what, we'll go to this one because we won't use the jetway. I still quite haven't gauged when to stop with this one. So I'll have a little look outside. Yeah, see, look, I'm well short. Yeah, pretty much on it. That'll do. Right, parking brakes are set. Make sure the APU's on, gens are on. That's alright. Right, so we'll cut the engines off. Oh, sorry, we'll take the taxi lights off first.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and check.
Okay, that's switching over onto the APU, which is fine. Bring the tablet back up. Look at our chocks. Also get the service doors open. And we'll see if GSX wants to be nice and come and deboard us.
Deboarding requested.
We'll just go service it.
Passengers bus is coming.
Right, so say we've got our external power. Oh no, it's that one, isn't it, that goes to off. Not doing this bit in any order by just to let you know, this is just me just randomly going through the things that I'm remembering to do. I'm not going through a checklist at the end of this video, unfortunately. Didn't even switch that engine starter switch off, you just noticed that now. Right, APU bleed air can go off. We'll knock that off.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Oh god, why hasn't me external power come on? I didn't connect ground power, that's why. There we go. Anyway, there we go. That's all done. Baggage just getting sorted. Passengers should start coming off now. Big boy, I'm going to be getting off myself soon now, mate. Well, thank you very much for sticking around. Thanks for having a little watch. But that was a flight in the Just Flight Fokker F28 Professional. Flown, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't done magnificently, was it? But we got there. It was fun. And honestly, it really is a cracking aircraft. So, still got quite a few things to watch on the Just Flight series of videos that have been released. Again, if you've got this, check out the Just Flight YouTube channel. Videos are well in depth. They're absolutely fabulous. And again, although I've not mastered this aircraft by any means, you know, we've got it from Paris up to Newcastle. No maps used. Just trusting all the VO1 information and trusting the instruments. So there we go. Absolutely lovely. So I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thanks again to everyone who's popped in. If you haven't done already, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate anyone who was kind enough to do so. And if you're watching this video post stream, again as usual, exactly the same. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on that subscribe button. More of these videos will be coming along with various other simulators. So if this is your thing, please do give us a follow. Usually as well, when you don't find me sticking a couple of videos out on YouTube from time to time, you will find me active in the community Discord, the Hub Discord server. Information for that can be found in the channel information page. Anyone is welcome to join. And come and have a couple of flights of us. Come and get on the farm. Come and do a little bit of trucking. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go get something to eat myself. Thank you very much. I will catch you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you want to deboard crew?
Just to add, no. Do you know what? We will. Both.
Crew bus is coming.
There we go. Right. See you again.
starting. Pilots deboarding starting.